You thought a global pandemic was going to stop Metal Bass Monday? Never! Okay, before we get into the subjects for this week, I wanted to issue a thank you and tell you about some upcoming stuff. I've had a number of people actually ask me about contributing via Patreon. I do put a lot into the videos, and I'm glad to see that it's giving some people, at least the ones that I'm getting feedback from, some decent content, and I'm looking forward to doing a lot more. And I've had requests about a Patreon and contributing to help me keep this going. And I'm greatly appreciative of that. I haven't put up anything saying I was going to do anything like that, and many of you have actually approached me, and that's really been amazing. So thank you very much. It really does me a lot of good to know that the content I'm putting out and things resonate enough that people want to help and contribute to make sure it can keep going. So I will be doing that soon. And as a reward and a thank you to the people who help and support, I'm going to have a number of things that will be on the Patreon site, deeper dives into music lessons, deeper reviews, thinking about doing some live chats, some music reviews, things like that, to just get even more one-on-one and work together with all of you on trying to develop your playing, your music, anything else that seems to be a subject that comes up on the channel. Now, on top of that, just for the channel and not just for Patreon, I'm thinking about doing a live Q&A, just kind of a get-together and have a thing where everybody can ask questions and do maybe about a 30-minute type of thing. Let me know in the comments if you would be interested in something like that. I'm thinking of maybe doing a weekend day or something, just grabbing a bass, sitting down, and having it out. Doing a little chopping it up in the shop and see what questions I can answer, or what kind of things you guys may want to contribute or ask about, or even things you might want to pass on to me, because I'm always open to new knowledge. That's always a killer thing. So, with that being said, let's get on to the topics. So, probably the most useful scale that I could give across to anybody or help somebody out with, it's going to cover a lot of things and contribute to your playing in a number of ways. The best part is, one, it's simple as hell. And that's always the best, because you learn it and then it just becomes second nature, and it's not something you have to think about that much. Two is it helps immensely with understanding your neck and being able to visualize it. And three is it broadens up the amount of notes and the amount of coverage you have when you're writing a bass line or doing fills, so that you can come up with more elaborate ideas with a really simple idea. Now, the other part of it is that it's going to be able to allow you to operate within a major scale format, but writing still more minor styled ideas. For those of you that are just getting started with theory, don't have any intention of learning it or anything like that, a real quick aside, for every major scale, there is a minor scale called the relative minor, and they have the exact same notes in them. It's just the order that they're played in. So when I say you're going to be playing in a major scale, but using it in a more minor context, what I'm saying is it's two scales that share the same notes, but you're just going to approach it somewhat differently. It's just a way of looking at it. So approaching the scale, the thing that makes it the coolest and the simplest is that we're only going to use one fingering for every string. If you're familiar at all with a minor scale, you know it starts by using your first, third, and fourth finger to get the first three notes. So it would be like 3, 5, 6. Now all we're going to do is shift positions using that same fingering over and over to move across the neck. So we're going to do this one in the key of G major, and we're going to start by hitting G first, then we're going to move to A, and then do our minor position. So, okay, 3, 5, 7, 8. Now, since your hand's in this position, remember, right to here, we're going to move to here and do the exact same thing on the next string. Now on the next string, again, same fret, we're going to pop over. This one you're going to do your minor pattern, but without sliding. Okay? Now on the top string, we're going to go back to doing our shift pattern. Okay, so all together. You've got G here, and G here. That's 3 octaves, and you've covered this much of the area of the neck. So if you're in G major here, you're also in E minor. So if you're playing minor, which most of us are in metal, and your root is your bottom string, you can use this pattern. Say if you're playing a 5 string, if you're in open B, start here and that pattern works. You've now got this much coverage done. How useful is that to be able to shift up and down the neck with one fingering, never having to change or anything else, and be able to just fluidly move back and forth through shifting patterns and have all that available range to you open? I mean, all that's open to you now. And now try and take maybe bass lines that you're already using that are based around your lowest note, and you transpose this on top of it, and now see how many more available options you have that you can visualize all the notes in that minor key right there. Simple, one fingering. And you've got this much covered. It's that quick and that easy, and I use it constantly on top of the other patterns that I use and understanding the fingerboard. In most of my lessons, this is one of the first things I teach, and every student I've ever had says it's one of the best things they ever pick up. So try this out, and again, jump down in the comments, let me know how it works out for you, and if putting this on top of things you're already playing expanded how you play your bass lines, gave you more options, and if it gave you a better understanding of what you could do with things you're already playing. So try it out. Our other topic today is going to be why you don't improve, what the one secret is that will guarantee improvement no matter what, no question. It happens for everybody, and it's pretty simple. But people never believe how effective it is. And it's only one word long. Consistency. You have to practice consistently. Set a schedule, and if at all possible, do it every day. It's been proven in any kind of endeavor, but especially physical ones, that tons of practice crammed into one concentrated period, like one 5-hour session, and then doing nothing is basically a waste. You really just don't get anything from it. There's no difference in between learning to play bass and going to the gym. If you went in and fanatically worked out for one day to the point where you just destroyed your muscles and did everything, you really wouldn't get that much out of it. You'd probably hurt for a few days, you might feel kind of muscular for a little bit, but then it's just going to go away. It is the consistent practice, the consistent defying of resistance that gets you over that hump. And that's why so many people don't improve, and why really elite players are such a small number. It's because it takes dedication. But the way to get over that resistance, and we all have it, nobody wants to do something every single day, all the time. It gets monotonous. One is to consistently challenge yourself, but challenge yourself on the same topic. I know guys that say, well, I practice a half hour every day. And I go, well, what do you do when you practice? And they'll go, oh, I worked on this one song. And I went, well, how many days and what parts? And they go, well, I did this one this day, and then I did this one the next day. You have to pick an objective and work at it a piece at a time until you achieve it. Only after you achieve it do you move on to the next. If you practice even every day, but you don't practice the same thing, you don't go for incremental improvement, that's just as much of a waste too, because you're only doing one lesson on one thing. The best thing you can do for your practice is take one goal that you have, whether it be learning a tapping lick or learning a song. Break it down to its smallest core. Take 15 seconds of music. A lot of times there can be an incredible amount in that 15 seconds. And slow it down and learn it absolutely perfectly. And micro-examine your playing. If you just do it over and over and over again, you're not going to improve that way either. You have to examine why you're not playing it well and develop that. So strip all the fat away, get to that hyper-perfect performance, and keep doing it every day until you build up and you meet that achievement. Then go on to the next section. But you have to set an objective, make it a realistic one, take it in small chunks, and do it consistently every day. The thing is that you want to keep in your head is that this is the path to perfection and actually mastering things. There is no other path. So if it does start to get monotonous or something, just remember, and it helps me keep going a lot of times when something just, your body just goes screw you once in a while. It just doesn't want to cooperate. But when I sit there and I have an objective and I sit down and I go, working at this today is inevitable that I'm going to get better. It's just like going to the gym. If you went to the gym and you lifted weights every single day for a month, it is physically impossible that you wouldn't develop muscle. You'd have to defy physics. You pushing against resistance achieves results. Bass playing is no different. If you sit and you do good, solid practice, even if you only did a half hour a day, if you sat and made that happen, at the end of a month, you will be better. No question, no two ways about it. There's no reason to doubt it. So with that belief instilled from the beginning, just know every day I'm going to the gym. I'm putting in that time, and every day, I'm getting that muscle. I'm slimming down. Same type of objects and goals. So you can have that confidence every day. This is one more step. Every step I make is that little increment. At the end of that month, you're going to see those results. You're going to get that payoff. There is no way around it, but that's what makes it great, is that the path is known. It's not, how do I get better? You just found out. That's it. There is no excuse now, and there's also no doubt. If you want to master something, you just learned how to do it. Pick your piece, get the best available knowledge from YouTube, all these available sources that we have, and hone it in. Get that hyper effective practice. Do what you can every day. And absolutely inevitable, you're going to be kicking ass by the end of, a month, 2 weeks, sometimes even a week. People have seen dramatic improvement just because they finally decided to sit down and do good practice, not playing their guitar for half an hour and then wondering why they're not better at anything. When you sit down to practice, don't play. Practice. Do it every day. You will become a monster. So that's the secret. Now you know it. No excuses. Get on the lessons. Search out that material. Get those tapping runs going. Get that killer bass line transcribed, whatever it is. So start doing it and then hook me up with your videos. As I've always said, when you guys are improving or you hit a new plateau or something really cool that you come up with, always link me to stuff. I love seeing it. Put this into effect. Show me what happened after a month. Take the challenge. Hashtag it, the bass challenge, and let me see what you did with it. And I guarantee you the results. No question. So get at it. So that's going to be Metal Bass Monday for this week. Again, I'll look forward to discussing the topics from the beginning in the comments with you. And stay safe out there. No more excuses now, especially. It's a global pandemic. Best time to stay home and play bass ever. So get those videos rocking, get the hands rolling, and show me what you got. So until then, and until we're allowed to go outside again, I'll see you next Monday.